Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional day. It's Tuesday, even though it feels like it's Thursday. So as they always say, we're going to make it do what it do and call it a beautiful day. Today's word of the day is fearful. It stands for causing or capable of causing fear, frightening, experiencing fear, frightened, timid, nervousness, indicating anxiety or terror, feeling dread or awe. And I chose this word today because one, Halloween just went by. So, it was the time of people having fun, kids, getting candy. I know most kids don't even go around neighborhoods anymore, trick-or-treating. That's considered old school. Now people just have parties and even parties for kids, or they take them to a church, or just even have event spaces that are temporary where people can just, they have games for the children and all that good stuff. And, nothing wrong with that. I myself went to a Halloween party, but um, especially with it being election day, I might go live tonight talking about it on my YouTube and my Facebook. Right now, I'm recording on my Instagram because one thing the Republican Party and the Democratic Party do a wonderful thing of is scaring the crap out of voters. And the more I've analyzed elections, and since now that I'm 39, about to be 40, and I've seen how every election has gone by, and how all the commercials are always the same, regardless of who's in office, regardless of who's running for office, regardless of so many things. It is by far the funniest thing at this point. And the message is always the same in regards to how they're going to scare the crap out of you if you don't vote for such and such, whether it's a Democrat or Republican. And it's always just makes me laugh because it's never a conversation about economics. It's always just a conversation about basic, minute stuff that, as one guy said on a show that I used to watch, he said, we basically just live in bumper sticker politics, where because people, that's why short videos get way more attention than longer videos, because people's attention spans have been, used to be somewhat like this, but now they've been cut to this. People just like you to, make it plain, make it simple. I don't want to have to think, and people like that. That's why I think most movies suck nowadays, and most television shows suck nowadays. The one thing I love about being an 80s baby, and my generation wasn't perfect, but I love the fact that I grew up with television shows and movies, whether the cast was all white, all black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, or mixed. Television shows could be funny and have a message all at the same time. So my 80s babies in the room. If you grew up watching cable television and it was called TGIF, Thank God It's Friday, and you had television shows like Family Matters, Full House, Step by Step, Boy Meets World, various other television shows. I remember there was a show with Doug on there. It was a Jamaican family, an African American family based in maybe Brooklyn, New York, or Queens, New York. Forgot the name of that show. Malcolm and Eddie, Good Behavior, Sparks, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, South Central, Rock. I mean, like television shows back then of all races, there was a message. You could laugh and be entertained all at the same time. And that's what my favorite comedians are, the ones that can make me laugh, but make me learn something all at the same time. That's why the greats like Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney, George Carlin, and so many others, they can make you laugh your butts off, but they could have a message all at the same time. It's like music back then had more of a message, could entertain you, can make you laugh, and have a message all at the same time. That was the beauty of my era. It wasn't a perfect era, but I could listen to a Mos Def, I could listen to Nelly, I can listen to Wu-Tang Clan, No Limit Records, Mobb Deep. I could listen to Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Mac 10, West Side Connection, Ice Cube, Dub C, Tech Nine, Royce da 5'9", Eminem, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I could listen to all of them, UGK, Lil Flip. I could, David Banner. I could listen to all these Outcasts, Dungeon Family. I could listen to all these different groups. And even in the rock music, I could listen to POD. I could listen to 311. I could listen to Green Day. I could listen to Papa Roach. I could listen to Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock, Korn. I could listen to all these different bands, because I have an eclectic taste in music. I could listen to everything. Cypress Hill. I could listen to Big Pun, Fat Joe, all that good stuff. But anyways, heck, even Hootie and the Blowfish, Darius Rucker, Billy Ray Cyrus. I could listen to anything. But back then, music could entertain you, be fun, and have a serious message at the same time. I think that was the best thing about growing up for me in that time frame. Music, movies, television shows, you could get, there was really something for everybody. To me nowadays it's not, it's very watered down when it comes to music, television shows, and movies, you know, because everybody, most of the time nowadays people just want to be entertained because their lives are so miserable and basic and plain that they just want to be entertained and they don't want to be educated. So infotainment was a big thing back then. And the beautiful thing about today's world of podcasting, that's why I see most of the infotainment. You know, I could watch Cory Booker to Jason Black. I could watch Godfrey. I could watch Zoe Williams. I could watch so many people, whether they're entertainers, comedians, business people, EY University, the whole nine. I could listen to all these people and learn and be entertained all at the same time. You know, but anyways, I've gone off on a rant on this one, but it's, you know, the whole election thing is just basically, at this point, it's just purely entertainment. And if the Republicans take over the House, I still got bills to pay. I still got moves to make. If the Democrats keep the House, I still got bills to pay. I still got moves to make. And that's why I said we live in a time frame where people cannot afford, unless you're rich. I'm always talking, when I talk about people, I'm just talking about the working people, not the well-to-do, because the well-to-do already speak the language of business and economics and investments. But I'm talking about working people, everyday people who are living paycheck to paycheck, who don't have enough money saved, who don't have money and don't even have an IRA, don't even have a 401k, aren't increasing their income and aren't even focused on that because they drank the Kool-Aid of it's cool to be basic and not think outside the box. So those are the ones that should be more fearful than anybody else, because if you're not thinking about economics, then, you know, the world is going to hit you like a comet. It is what it is. You know, you got comments coming out of everywhere. It's not just talking about outer space, but everywhere. Comments and media is coming out of everywhere, ready to hit you economically because people are not prepared and are not focused on the things that matter. Because trust and believe, the beautiful thing that I can say about politics from both parties is nothing but rich people ensuring that they jump when they're told to jump by their corporate masters to do their corporate biddings. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's the American way. So I don't even have an issue with that. I just have an issue with voters not understanding that fact. You know, whether you have Bush, Obama, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, it's all the same at the end of the day, because they all have one thing in common. They all got money. They all got businesses. They all have investments. They all own personal and commercial real estate on a multitude of levels. And they're going to ensure that policy helps ensure that they keep their corporate interests in line and intact. Now, whatever other quote unquote great things that they want to do, more power to them. But those are the number one agendas on their plate. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's the American way, because we live in a capitalistic society. But it makes me laugh that most voters don't understand that fact. Or a lot of times, even if you do tell them that, they're still going to go off all this other nonsense that's spewed by CNN and Fox News and MSNBC. So that's what makes me laugh about this whole election. That's why, you know, I think it's a joke at this point, but that's just me. So vote, don't vote for who you want to, don't care. That's if you're hearing me say vote this way, you haven't been listening to me, because I don't care. I'm not voting today. I didn't vote early. I'm not voting today because I don't care. And if I don't count, then so be it. But my economics counts. The money that I make that counts. The money I save that counts. And the money that I invest counts. Okay, because as so many business owners have told me, I don't vote, I write checks, and I'm working hard to write a check, because it don't get more American than that when a person can write a check. To quote 19 Keys, poor people vote, rich people write checks and lobby, and it's perfectly legal on both sides. So that's why you can't have politics without the economics. It is what it is. And I'm not voting because neither side is talking about the economics that matters. I don't hear me getting access to capital in any of the speeches because most of the American public is so stupid that they don't think that matters. So they think all this other stuff matters. So I'm just like, okay, well, I guess you can pay a bill with a vote. You know, I guess the mortgage company or your landlord can understand that. Well, I voted, so I shouldn't have to pay my rent or mortgage. And they're like, oh, you're being extreme, Larry. Well, no, I'm just being honest. So that's where I'm at with it. So. But anyways, a person who has gone through a tremendous time period of having to deal with fearful moments because dealing with his livelihood, Kyrie Irving. Like I said, I've just figured out who this person is within the last 2 weeks because they've been talking about him, and I just think it's wrong what he's going through, but it is what it is. He says, unleash everything you have and never look back. Never be afraid to be the best. And I implore you all to be, never be afraid to be the best you can be. Stop using the words "I can't" and "I don't know." Meaning, just because you can't do something right now doesn't mean you can't do it in the future. So that word "can't" is very powerful. And the words "I don't know" is very powerful. How about saying, well, let me look into it? Because I said this morning, I was having a conversation. I was like, well, I don't know, but I need to look into it and contact a specific company and, figure something out. That to me, that's the right way to approach things. But a lot of times people just like the "I don't know" because it's just easier to say "I don't know" and to not do research and do homework. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but my mindset is before you ask questions, do the research. I had to learn that the hard way in my early 20s. And the best thing about this generation coming up now is that they have you have all these tools where you can at least get the one-on-one aspects of something. You might not fully understand something, but you have the opportunity to get the one-on-one aspects in the power of your hand by just utilizing your cell phone technology, smartphones. But a lot of times people still want to just ask questions like it's 1985. And it's like, well, ask questions after you do the research. That's what I've learned in my life right now. And that's the only thing I can implore young people. Do the research first. And if you still don't understand, then at least because when somebody asks me a question, I'm like, well, did you Google that? And they'll be like, no. Well, I'm like, well, I'm going to have, because sometimes they ask me, like, I don't know offhand, but let me Google it. So it's just like we're doing double the work here when you could have just Googled it on your own first. And if you still didn't fully understand what the situation was, you can at least have a one-on-one aspects of things, writing down those beautiful definitions, But that's just my opinion. So like I said, do what you do today. People are saying it's great day. People are saying it's doomsday. Today's just another day to me. So, because I'm focused on writing a check, and I voted all my adult life. I'm focusing on being able to write a check right now. So that's what matters to me. So on that note, do the great thing for things, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Don't forget to check out my online store. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to check out WEBULL Stash, acornscrypto.com, Coinbase, or all those platforms. You'll be able to make some money. Plus, with WEBULL, you'll be able to get a couple of free stocks. And if you are thinking about getting a new credit card, personal or business-wise, think about signing up with American Express. I have a personal credit card with them and a business one. And with that, you'll be able to get some great points, cashback rewards. Check out all these links in the description. And as I always say, make money move, so you're going to live broke like a fool. Take care.